Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nadea J, and today's video is a requested video. So I recently did an unboxing showing you guys a lot of the items that I received in PR or I purchased, like some new stuff to me and some new stuff generally. And in the video I unboxed a couple of new items from Revolution Pro. These are products I haven't used. It's part of the 24K Gold collection, and I had a few requests to do a review, makeup tutorial using these products, testing them out, see how I feel. So that's basically what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be using the items that I received from Makeup Revolution. I've got a primer, I've got eyeshadow palette, I've got setting spray, I've got the finishing powder. So we're going to be using all of them in this video. I'm going to be testing them out and hopefully we're going to create a gorgeous look. So stay tuned and let's just jump right in. So as you guys can see, I've done my brows off camera. It isn't a Revolution Pro product, but it is a Makeup Revolution product, and it's my go-to brow pencil. It's the XX Revolution XS Fine Brow Pencil. I absolutely love this pencil, so I go through them like water. So I've done my brows and I've cleaned up underneath my brow. I haven't done my foundation yet, so I haven't carved on top of my brows yet. Apologies if you hear noise in the background. My son's outside playing football, so you might hear some noise. It's unavoidable. It's the weekend. That's what boys love to do. So yeah. Right, so first things first, I think I am going to do my eyes first before I go on to my face. So I got the 24K Gold Eyeshadow palette, and when I unboxed this palette I was pleasantly surprised by the color story. To be honest, I love Revolution Pro products. I think the color story of their eyeshadow palettes and the formula is very, very nice. So I wasn't too shocked that it was an amazing color story, but I was more than pleasantly surprised by the look of it. So this is the sleeve, and then when you take it out, you've got the same design on the packaging, which is amazing. It is a cardboard packaging, nice thick cardboard packaging. You've got 24K written in little prints, and you've got 24K. It's kind of like an engraved 24K print on it, and you've got Revolution Pro. You've got the shades at the back. The shades that are starred are the ones that have got pressed pigment in it, and so they've signified that at the back of the box. So definitely look on the back of the box so that you can see what ingredients are in each shadow. They normally break it down, so you've got shade 1, 5, 10 and 11 have got their ingredients. Shade 3 has another set of ingredients, shade 6, and so on and so forth. So definitely have a look, just in case if you normally get allergic reactions to eyeshadow palettes. It's important for you to check the ingredients. But yeah, when you open it up, you've got your mirror, you've got the film that protects the shadows from staining the mirror. And I love Revolution Pro palettes because I can bend it and it looks like that, so it makes it easy when I'm applying my shadow to my face. And yeah, it's nice size mirror, beautiful colors. So I'm going to show you guys the colors before we dip in. So this is the color story. You've got some beautiful gold shades, you've got some lovely autumnal colors like the dark burnt type of red, you've got your dark brown, you've got like lilac, you've got purple, you've got rose gold. So it's a beautiful balance of very pretty shades. So excited. Right, so if you're new to my channel, I do like to do one eye off camera, just so that I can get my bearings with the shades. I can try them out, formulate my own opinion, so that when I come back on camera to do the second eye, I can give you guys a fully formed impression about how the shadows perform, any problems, anything that I love. I'll be able to share that clearly. So I'll be right back. Let me just get one eye done. Okay. Right, so this is the look that we're going to be doing. I just wanted to do something simple, quick, just to showcase how pretty the palette is, because it is very pretty. Spoiler alert. So to start with, I'm going to use the Gerard Cosmetics New Clean Canvas base in shade Fair. This is what it looks like. It's a little creamier than the white. So I tend to like to use it for like neutral, well, I call this a neutral look. Might not be neutral for some, but I call it a neutral look. So what I like to do is I apply a little bit with my brush first on my lid, and then I blend it out with my blending sponge. So right onto the lid, and then I take my sponge and I just blend it in. And I like using the sponge now because it really gives me that like blended, like I haven't done anything, it's already blended look without any harsh edges. Right, so that's blended. So I'm going to start off with the first shade. The first shade that I'm going to use is called Strike. Strike is like a dark brown shade. I should probably show you guys the shade. So this is not going well. Right, so the first shade that I'm going to use is this one called Strike, and it's like a dark reddish kind of shade. So I just want to blend that into the crease. I'm going to try it out and see how pigmented, because it's clearly very pigmented and there isn't that much fallout from the palette. Like I don't have to tap my brush at each instance to kind of get the excess off. The excess just stays on the brush and I'm able to blend it in to my eye. Okay, I'm taking that all the way in as well, like so. So normally I start off with a darker shade and then I blend it out, but I wanted to see how well the eyeshadow layers. So now I'm going to go in with two shades. I'm going to go in with mine first, which is like a darker brown, and then I'm going to go in with this color called Plate, which is more like a cool tone type of brown shade. I'm actually going to use the mirror because that might just be easier to hold other than another mirror. I'm going to go in with mine and I'm really going to blend that into the crease because I really wanted to deepen the crease. So with this shade, I find that I have to like go in a few times to really get the saturation that I'm looking for, like the depth, which is fine, but just so that you're aware, it isn't a quick process. You kind of have to layer it in. And then I'm going to go in with Plates to further deepen the crease. And then to soften the edge of that, I'm going to go into Coin. Now, initially I thought Coin would be like a lighter brown shade, but it applies as deeply as this one does. So I'm learning from my first mistake, and as you can see, it's quite dark. So I didn't use as much this time. I'm just going to share it out. I actually thought it would be as light and as brown as it looks in the pan, but it has more of like a red finish to it, so which kind of goes with the other shades in the palette, but I just thought it was a little lighter so that I could use it to really blend out and diffuse the edges, but no, it is not, so be careful. Because when you look at the palette and you look at the color story, you don't have like that light brown shade to kind of blend things out. I feel like this concealer shade that Revolution likes to pop into these palettes are quite redundant. People don't use them. People have their own eye bases or they use concealer. So this could have been like a lighter brown shade to kind of blend out these deeper tones, in my opinion. Like, we really don't need that base shade. So another thing I noticed as well is that the depth gets easily lost when you blend stuff out. So you need to go back in to redefine the crease. Again, which I am fine with because it stays layering. Like, it doesn't not layer, which is great. So alright, and this is what we have. So now I'm just going to go in with my lid colors. So for my lid, the first shade that I'm going to use, I'm not going to apply a base or anything. I want to see how well they apply without an extra base. So first things first, I'm going to go in with 24K in the inner corner, which is this gold shade, and then Gilded. So initially when I looked at both shades, they look the same to me. So let me swatch them side by side actually, so that we can see what they look like, because when you swatch them on the finger, they look the same. So this is 24K. Okay, and then this is Gilded. So I don't see the difference. I'm sure there's a difference, but it's not as obvious as I would like it to be for the lid. So yeah, so I'm gonna go in with 24K first, apply that, and I'm actually gonna spray my brush so that it applies better. And just apply that quite sparingly, and it's a very beautiful gold shade. And then I'm going to take another brush and then I'm going to apply Gilded right next to it and really blend it in. I guess when you look closely, Gilded has more like a cooler type of gold undertone when you're trying to really split hairs. And then to just soften the edges, I'm going to go back in with Strike and just blend out the edges. I'm going to add a little bit of mine and Plate again, and just kind of like blend it in just so that the lid color looks like it's together and there are no harsh lines, because we really want this to be like a diffused look. I'm not looking for any cut creases or anything, just really soft blend. Alright, so obviously I have to try one of the pressed pigments, so I'm going to try Halcyon on the lid. So not in camera, Halcyon on the lid, which is this beautiful pressed gold. It's like a warmer gold type of shade, which goes well with 24K and Gilded. And I'm just going to slightly spray my brush a little bit for this. You don't have to because it's a pressed pigment. I would readily use my finger, but I've got nails on, which is always a pain. So I'm going to have to use a brush and hope for the best. And I just want to apply it sparingly. Don't want it like precise, and I don't want a lot of it, so just quite sparingly. This is what it looks like. I think it's quite pretty. Very, very pretty. Very pretty. And I'm gonna move on to my lower lash line. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to use the same shades I used on my lid. I'm gonna use Strike, Coin, and Mine on the outer corner, and then I'm going to apply 24K on the inner corner just to open up my eyes a little bit. So yeah, and then I'm going to apply my wing liner. So my eyes are done. I'm going to move over to my face. So first things first, I'm going to re-moisturize my face because I cleaned a little bit of my moisturizer when I was cleaning any excess makeup off my face. So I'm going to do that real quick before we apply the primer. So in the collection there is the 24K Gold primer, and this is a serum primer, and this is one. It's like dropper type of bottle. Okay, ooh. Looks like you've got flecks of gold in it. Very nice. It says it's a hydrating priming serum infused with 24 karat gold for added radiance. Contains hyaluronic acid, plant-derived collagen, and vitamin B5. Alright, so let's try this. I'm going to use the Conceal and Define foundation. So I don't mind using a hydrating primer. I am going to set my face on all of that anyway. This is very intriguing. So I'm going to use a dropper, and I try not to touch my skin when I'm using a dropper. Ooh. Ooh, that is pretty. I can see the gold. Yeah, I use a lot of primer, guys. Feels nice. Feels like a serum, because it is a serum. It does feel hydrating, immediately hydrating. And I like to hit underneath my eyes as well, because I don't like that area looking dry. That feels really nice. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to really soak into my skin. That feels real good. So this is what my skin feels like. It does feel hydrated, and it feels a little bit tacky, which is great for my foundation. I'm going to use the Goddess Glow Fixing Spray. So this has niacinamide. This thing always tongue ties me. It has niacinamide in it and cucumber extract. Fixing spray that gives the skin a dewy finish. So this gives the skin a dewy finish. We've also got another fixing spray. This one has gold shimmer in it, which I'm thinking to use as a finishing spray. This is a refreshing shimmer setting spray with a subtle fragrance. So I know this one says it gives a dewy finish, but I am going to spray my face because the primer is a hydrating primer anyway, which already makes my skin look dewy, so it makes no difference. But I like to set my primer in place, and I don't think I'll have any other opportunity to use this, so let's try it. It does have a nice smell. Strong, but very nice smell. Yeah, it's a very strong smell. So if you don't like smell, you're not gonna like this, because the smell is strong. It smells nice, but it's strong. It hits you at the back of the throat, kind of strong. So I'm gonna let that dry. Alright, that's dried, and yeah, skin is still feeling tacky, which is brilliant. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my foundation on top of this. I don't have a new foundation from Revolution Pro. I do want to try the CC foundation. I don't know why I still haven't purchased it, but I don't have a new primer. I don't have a new foundation, and I don't have a new concealer from Revolution Pro. I am very interested in the new concealer. Let me know if you guys are intrigued by that, or if anyone's tested it and what you think. So I'm gonna do those off camera just to speed things up, and then I'll come back with the other products that I do have. So be right back. Right, so this is what we have so far. Just to quickly run through the products that I used. I used the Conceal and Define foundation in 13. I also used the Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer in C12.5. I set my face, I use my setting powder, and to bronze I use the Revolution Pro sculpting bronzer in Enrobe. I love this. Sometimes it doubles up as a blush for me. As you guys can see, I really accentuated my cheeks. So now I want to try out the Goddess Glow finishing powders. So they come in 2 shades. Basically these finishing powders are supposed to be like all over finishing powder on your face. They're not setting powders, they're just to like finish, to give you that extra oomph after you've done your makeup. You can also intensify the color by using a damp brush to apply it. So it comes in Radiate and it comes in Splendor. It says that it's a weightless finishing powder that provides a subtle glow to the skin. So it's kind of difficult to know what shade I would use. So this is Radiate. You can see it's very light underneath, and then you've got Splendor, which is slightly darker. So obviously I'm going to try Splendor first. I'm going to swatch it on my hand. It comes with a puff, which is good, so I guess for light application throughout, but I think I'm going to use a brush, because if it's supposed to be like loose all over powder, I almost do not want to like concentrate the product. Comes with a seal, and then it's a puff. Alright, it's like a cushion to get the product up, so you don't get that much product at once, which is great. So let me see how much you get on the puff. Okay, you get a tiny bit on the puff, I guess. So best things for me that I would do, because we're gonna be here all day if I do that, so I'm just gonna see if anything. So a little bit comes on the cap. So we're gonna try the one on the cap and see how it looks like the back of my hand. Okay, it's got a little bit of a glow, a little bit of a sheen to it. You can just barely see it, which is good, because I don't really want anything to ruin my makeup. So a little bit of a sheen is alright. So let me get a little bit more on the cap and see if I can. I'm just going to use a nice fluffy brush and just go over my face. I don't even know what to do. Okay, let's go over. Ooh, oh, do you see that? See my cheek? Okay, I see it. I see it. You can see it on my forehead now. Can you see? That is pretty. Alright, alright. Come through, Revolution. I like products like this. I knew I would be pleasantly intrigued by this, so. And I'm literally just like, ooh, alright. Alright, I'm gonna intensify it. I want to see what it looks like intensified somewhere on my face. I'm drying everything, so I'm gonna get a new brush. I'm gonna spray it, make it damp, and I'm just gonna concentrate it as a highlighter, because I don't have one on yet. So ooh. Okay. Ooh, okay, I love that. Subtle. I don't do subtle, but I do this one. This is pretty. This is pretty. I just love the way it catches the light. What do you guys think? What do you think? Just catches the light ever so gently. Ooh. This is definitely not a highlighter, but you can use it as a highlighter as well if you intensify by using a damp brush. I love it as an all over finishing powder, but it looks like it also works as a highlighter, which I am leaving. I'm never not gonna want to put highlighter on, but this is good for my queens who don't like the really intense highlighter finish. This looks very subtle and very soft. So yes, please. I'm just going to use the same brush that I used to do my bronzer, and I'm just going to blend over because I just like it all blended together. No harsh lines. I almost forgot to mention that I am wearing the new collaboration lashes by Carmi in Self-Worth. These are full dramatic lashes. Carmi and Ling.kt, they came out with a new collaboration with Eyelure. 3 lashes each, 6 in total. So I'm wearing Self-Worth, and it is very dramatic. I absolutely love it. Very, very easy to apply. You guys know that Eyelure lashes are banging. So yeah, I almost forgot to mention that. How could I? So right, I'm just gonna do my lips off camera. I'm gonna use the Makeup Academy lip pencil in Obsession and the Revolution Pro hydrating lip gloss in Suede. So to finish it all off, I'm gonna use the 24K gold fixing spray with a golden shimmer. So you can see the shimmers underneath bottle. So I'm gonna shake it up. These things scare me because they're usually very, very pigmented. So what I'm going to do, just to see how intense, I'm going to spray it at the back of my hand first and see what the right, so that's what it would look like. Can you guys see how yellow my hand looks right now? So that is a lot. That is way too much, but that is what it looks like. So I probably wouldn't use it for this face. Yeah, because I don't want it to be full on gold. That is a lot. It's a lot of shimmer. No, that is way too much. So I'm gonna use instead the Goddess Glow fixing spray that we used in the beginning. I'm gonna use it to fix my face. And then I'll come back to you guys with my final thoughts. Alright guys, this is the finished look and I am living. Mostly for the base, but I am living. So let me quickly run through the products and let you guys know what I think. So to start with, let's go with the 24K Gold Eyeshadow palette. Now I love the color story. As I said to you guys, I think the color story is fun. I think Revolution can definitely swap out this base. I think they need to stop popping it in. It's supposed to be a base for you to put the shadows on, and this is what it looks like. I'm not saying it's a bad base because I have used it before and it does work and it doesn't crease, and that's what it looks like. But really, honestly, people have bases that they prefer to use, and plus the amount of fallout and stuff that gets into that base, it just messes up the quality of the color over time. So I would rather they take that out and pop in a brown, like a light brown, a little bit of orange kick to it, to be able to blend out these beautiful tones, these beautiful colors. So they could have swapped that out easily. In terms of the pigmentation, the eyeshadow palette is beautiful. It's so pigmented. Like, these are just random swatches of some of the shades that I didn't use, and you can see how well they come out. So just look at that. So pigmentation is not a problem. The pigmentation is gorgeous. The pressed glitter, as pressed glitter always goes, it's a hit or miss thing for me. Sometimes they work really well, like today. Sometimes they break up. Sometimes they crease. that's the joy and downfalls of pressed glitter. I'm happy that they only added 2 pressed glitters to this palette, and they're beautiful shades, so they don't take away from the look even if they break up a little bit, because I can see some separation. They still add to the look, they still enhance the look, so I'm not mad at it. I love the colors that they chose for it. I love the gold tones. I honestly feel like there is almost no difference between 24K and Gilded. Gilded just has more of like a slightly cooler tone vibe to it, but honestly they could have swapped that out with a darker shade of gold, just to make it really nice, or maybe pop in a black with some gold speckles in it, some gold glitter in it, just so that it matches really nicely with the packaging as well. Yeah, other than that, I have nothing negative to say about this palette. I absolutely love it. If you're looking for a fun eyeshadow palette, just something new from the drugstore, definitely worth getting. This is a really beautiful palette, very easy to use, very pigmented, easy to blend. You guys can see I literally used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades plus the pressed glitter 7. I could have probably skipped 1 or 2 shades, so yeah, it's a beautiful palette and it will create you some beautiful looks. Now onto the skin based products. So I used the primer, the 24K Gold primer, and it felt really hydrating on the skin. When it did dry down, my skin felt a little tacky, which is great for foundation because then it grabs onto the foundation quite nicely. The gold speckles doesn't I don't see any negatives of it. I don't see how it enhanced. I didn't see how it made it didn't make a difference to me, to be honest. So but the primer itself, for me, I could see the difference and I could see how it grabbed onto my foundation, and I almost want to say that it did help to smooth out my pores, because I don't really see my pores underneath the whole foundation and powder and everything, so I probably did help to kind of camouflage my pores as well. So I definitely will be using this. I also love the packaging and the droplets type of packaging that they went with. Is easy to control the amount of product that you're using, and I just love droppers, to be honest, for everything. So yeah, I absolutely love this. If you're looking for a primer, hydrating primer to use for your foundations, definitely check this one out. I love the finish and I love the way it sits underneath my makeup. In terms of the spray, so the 24K Gold Fixing Spray, I'm not going to say that it, I'm not going to say that it's fixed my makeup and it's not going to budge, but right now it feels really fixed. Like, I'm using a hydrating primer and a matte foundation, but still sometimes my oils, they've got a mind of their own and they like to break through, but I don't feel like anything's breaking through the barrier. I feel like the primer's holding me down, the powders are holding me down. So this is a long wear type of test. I need to test it out in the elements to see how it holds up, but so far I like the way it feels. I like the smell. It is a bit overpowering. There's a lot of smell to it, so if you're not into smells, it's gonna choke you a little bit. Other than that, I love the smell personally, but I know some people don't like products that smell, so just be wary of that. But the smell isn't off-putting. It's actually quite nice, very fruity. Smells like cucumber, I guess, and freshness and fruit. So for me, it's a nice smell. The 24K Gold Fixing Spray with a gold shimmer. Personally, I wouldn't use this on my face. I would use it on my body just because of the amount of gold that comes out on this. I feel like if I sprayed this on my face, it's really gonna ruin my makeup. So I'm not a fan of this, to be honest. I would only use it for my body, but that's not what it's for. It says that it's a fixing spray with a gold shimmer, so I think the gold shimmer could have been a little less. It's a bit much in there. Like can you see how yellow it is? Like, I would definitely, if out of everything, I would definitely leave this one out because I don't really see the need, and it's very easy to go overboard with this one. Now, in terms of the Goddess Glow finishing powders, I didn't test out Radiate, but I did test out Splendor, and I absolutely love it. As I said, this is an all-over finishing powder. It isn't a setting powder or anything. It's just supposed to enhance your makeup. It's supposed to dust over lightly or concentrate with a damp brush on a specific area if you really want to get that glow. So this will be great for people that I know personally do not like highlighters. This will be great because you can easily control the level of intensity. You can just dampen your brush and concentrate it on the area that you wanted, or you can just dust over for that all over glow and just fabulousness. So I love this idea, and I'm really happy Revolution came out with this, and I think the both shades are good. Like the gold is not dark that I can't wear it, and I also think that it's dark enough for a darker person to wear it. The Radiate, I'm guessing, would be for lighter skin tone, but Splendor for me hit the mark. So if you're looking for an all-over finishing powder, or if you're not really into highlighters and you want something really subtle, definitely check this one out. And that's it, I guess. I think that's all the products from Revolution Pro 24K Gold line that I've tested today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there are any products that are jumping out at you. Are you going to purchase any of them? What do you think? Have you used them? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Remember, God doesn't like ugly. Be nice to someone today, and Black lives will always matter. All the information will always be in the description box. Hopefully, if I don't forget, I'm really sorry if I do, guys. And I will catch you guys in a future video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.